Number 1. Gas. Feeling bloated on a flight is normal and happens because the pressure difference causes gases to expand, including those inside our bodies. This doesn't just happen to passengers but to flight attendants too, and because they're working constantly they have to release these gases while they work. Yes, it is pretty much standard practice for a flight attendant to fart as they walk down the aisle. The occurrence is so common that it is actually known in the trade as crop dusting. In addition to this, if you are being a particularly difficult passenger, you may find that the flight attendant bends over to talk to the person across the aisle from you in order to give you a more concentrated burst. Number 2. No pay delay. Have you ever been sat in your seat on an aeroplane, taxiing to the runway only to find out your flight has been delayed? Well, the chances are that the crew already knew the flight was being delayed before shutting the airplane door. This is because flight attendants only really get paid for flight hours only. This means that the time they spend inside the airport greeting passengers and stowing luggage isn't classified as flight time, and so is paid at just $1.50 an hour. Once the airplane door is shut and leaves the gate, the attendants are getting paid flight hours, and so if possible they prefer to wait out the delay on an actual runway whilst earning full pay. Number 3. Chime codes. The chime noises that you may hear over the airplane speaker during your flight are actually a code that attendants and crew use to communicate with each other. The first chime after takeoff is sent by the pilot to indicate the landing gear has been retracted. A single high-tone chime is a passenger needing assistance, either in their seat or in the bathroom. 3 low chimes alert the attendants of approaching turbulence and that they should get back in their seats. A high chime, then a low chime is an attendant or pilot requiring assistance. A high then low chime repeated 3 times means the issue requiring assistance is serious. Number 4. Airplanes are not perfect. Airplanes are vehicles like trains, buses, and even your car. And just like all vehicles, they have parts that break and wear out and may not get replaced until the vehicle is due for its maintenance service. For this reason, every aircraft has something called an MEL, or Minimum Equipment List, which stipulates the minimum equipment necessary for the aircraft to provide a safe and functional service and maintain the quality of the airline. This means that almost every aircraft in the air right now has something wrong with it. Nothing important or that appears on the MEL, but little things like faulty lights or broken handles that will be fixed the next time it's due for maintenance. This is why it's important to tell the flight crew if you notice anything broken, like for example the fold-up tray. Don't worry, you won't be charged for the damage, but the crew can write it down on the logbook so it can be repaired at a later date. Number 5. Sleeping passenger. That sleeping passenger across the aisle from you may not actually be sleeping. If a passenger dies on a flight and the flight is fully booked, the flight attendants actually have nowhere they can put them. In order to avoid disturbing other passengers, they will prop them up in their seats and cover them with a blanket to make it look as if they were sleeping. This remains true for the majority of airlines except for Singapore Airlines, which actually has a cupboard installed next to the exit where a corpse can be strapped in and stored until arrival at the destination airport. Number 6. Oxygen masks. We've all heard the airplane safety speech. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, an oxygen mask will drop from the compartment above your head. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and pull on the elastic tabs on either side. But what they don't tell us is that in the event of a loss of cabin pressure, you only have around 30 seconds to put on the mask before you black out. And once you have the mask on, the oxygen supply is only enough to last between 12 and 15 minutes. This is the time the pilot has to reduce altitude and stabilize the pressure. Number 7. Security. In the event of an accident, the airplane's security protocol is brutal. Disabled people, minors, babies, pregnant women and the elderly will be the last to exit the aircraft. If ditched in the sea, an aircraft is designed to float for at least 15 minutes. However, the aircraft is also designed to fall apart to help absorb the impact, so successful ditching in the ocean is rare. The life rafts have enough supplies for the occupants to survive for 4 weeks, but should someone die on board the raft, they must be thrown overboard. No exceptions, even babies. Number 8. dirty. On short to medium flights, the turnaround times are very short. There just isn't time to clean everything. Trays won't be wiped down, so don't put your food directly on them. The toilets will get a quick clean but not a mop, so if you see that floor looks wet, well, let's just say it isn't water. Vomit will be vacuumed up off the floor or the seats, but not deep cleaned or disinfected. The airplane is an extremely dirty place, so make sure you use disinfecting wipes on every surface, sanitizer on your hands, and keep your shoes on. Which of these secrets surprised you the most? Comment below.